Anything I say to you, I actually believe it because I have no bosses. We know that many of us, most of you who are watching me right now, listening to me right now, many of you get your news and information and updates and entertainment even, not from network TV and legacy TV. TikTokers, YouTubers, podcasters, streamers, Instagrammers, people who are on independent, quote unquote, independent platforms, and they're not controlled by some big network, NBC, CBS, ABC, etc. Individual people. And one of the reasons why we get our material from them, several reasons. One of them is because we all got these smartphones, and it's easier to connect to information, not information, but material straight from a social media platform very conveniently than it is to have to turn on NBC or ABC. Secondly, even though those platforms have adjusted and they all have apps, and there's an NBC app, there's a Fox app, there's an ABC app, it's much easier to just plug into a TikToker or a YouTuber and hear what they have to say than it is to go through ABC's app. You got to go through all this stuff, and you got the two-factor authentication, you got to jump through hoops, and you got to have an account, and you got to pay for this, and it's too much friction in order to get access to the material. And third, as I already explained, when you work for one of these big conglomerates, you can't just do what you want to do. You cannot just say whatever you want. Does Jon Stewart or Stephen Colbert or Jimmy Kimmel really believe the things that they're saying? We don't actually know. I'm bringing that up to say, when you got 200 people on your team and in business and you're working in network, there's a whole bunch of bosses above you that can send a word down to you and let you know, hey, this is what you can say, this is what you can't say. So these people may be compromised. They may be saying things just because their bosses tell them to say it. The whole point is, most of us get our material from independent creators these days. Another reason why we get our material from independent creators, as I just explained, is that an independent creator has no reason to tell you something that they don't actually believe. Anything I say to you, I actually believe it because I have no bosses. There's nobody telling me what I can say and what I can't say. I say whatever I want to say, and nobody can check me for any opinion that I put out. Whether you agree with it or not is irrelevant, is my opinion. So many of us have shifted to these independent platforms on YouTube, Rumble, TikTok, podcasts. Trust is higher, production costs are lower, so it's easier to get in the game. The content is more personal. You feel like you're talking to a person who's a real person.